heartfelt connection is something truly special. It's an invisible yet powerful bond that goes beyond words, actions, or even physical presence. It is a connection that allows two people to understand each other on a deeper level, sensing emotions without the need for constant communication. In a world where interactions are often surface level and transactional, a connection from the heart is rare, meaningful, and deeply impactful. We often meet people in life who come and go, sharing brief conversations and fleeting moments. But every now and then, we come across someone whose presence lingers, whose thoughts intertwine with ours, and whose emotions somehow feel connected to our own. This kind of bond is not just about spending time together or talking frequently. It's about an unspoken understanding, an energy that exists between two people no matter the distance. You don't need to see them every day, and you don't always need words to express how you feel yet. Somehow, you just know that they are a part of your emotional world. One of the most fascinating aspects of a heartfelt connection is that it doesn't always need conscious effort. It happens naturally, without force, and often without explanation. You may find yourself thinking about someone at random moments, only to receive a message from them at that exact time. You may experience sudden emotions that don't seem to belong to you, only to later find out that the person you share a connection with was going through something at that very moment. These experiences are not mere coincidences, they are signs of a deeper, unseen bond that ties two souls together. There is an undeniable comfort in knowing that someone out there feels connected to you beyond the physical world. It's in the way they remember the little details you once mentioned in passing, the way they intuitively understand your silence, or how they can sense when something is wrong without you having to say a word. This kind of connection often feels effortless. It is not bound by obligations, nor does it require constant validation. It simply exists, bringing warmth and reassurance even in moments of solitude. What makes such a connection even more profound is that it is not limited by time or space. You can be miles apart, living different lives, yet still feel their presence in your heart. This kind of bond is not just about proximity, it's about emotional closeness. There are times when you might be lost in thought, and suddenly memories of this person come rushing back, filling you with emotions you can't quite explain. Or perhaps you wake up one morning feeling unusually happy or comforted, only to later find out that they were thinking about you at that very moment. Sometimes we fail to recognize these connections because we are too caught up in the distractions of everyday life. We overlook the subtle signs, dismissing them as coincidences or tricks of the mind. But if we take a moment to pause and reflect, we might realize that these moments are gentle reminders of the people who hold a special place in our hearts. The universe has a way of weaving connections between souls, creating invisible threads that keep them intertwined. These heartfelt connections are not always romantic. They exist between friends, family members, and even kindred spirits we meet along the way. What they all have in common is the ability to make us feel understood, valued, and emotionally seen. They remind us that we are never truly alone, that someone out there shares an unspoken bond with us, even in the quietest moments. In a world that often prioritizes superficial interactions, recognizing and appreciating a connection from the heart is a gift. It is a rare and beautiful experience that should be nurtured, cherished, and never taken for granted. Sometimes the most profound connections in life are the ones that don't need to be spoken aloud. They manifest in subtle ways, in quiet moments, in the little things that often go unnoticed. When someone feels deeply connected to you from the heart, their presence is felt even when they are not around. Their thoughts align with yours in unexpected ways, and their understanding of you goes beyond what words can express. These signs may not always be obvious, but they are powerful indicators of a bond that exists beyond the surface. One of the clearest signs of such a connection is the ability to sense each other's emotions without speaking. Have you ever been feeling down and without saying a word, someone close to you reaches out at just the right moment? It's almost as if they instinctively knew something was off. This kind of emotional intuition is not a coincidence. It happens because your energies are aligned. When two people share a heartfelt connection, they become attuned to each other's emotional states, even from a distance. They can sense happiness, sadness, or even anxiety without being told, as if they are emotionally synchronized. Another subtle sign is experiencing unexpected thoughts of the person. You might be going about your day when, out of nowhere, they cross your mind. It's not just a fleeting thought, but a deep, lingering feeling as if their presence is with you at that moment. Often these thoughts are mutual. You may find that just as you were thinking about them, they were also thinking about you. This unspoken connection is a reflection of how deeply intertwined your emotions and energies have become. Dreams can also reveal the strength of a heartfelt connection. When someone feels deeply connected to you, they may frequently appear in your dreams, even when you haven't seen or spoken to them in a while. These dreams often feel vivid, meaningful, and emotionally charged. It is as if your subconscious mind is picking up on their energy, reinforcing the bond that exists between you. Some people wake up from such dreams feeling a sense of warmth and closeness, as if they had just spent real time with that person. Physical sensations are another intriguing sign of an unseen connection. You may suddenly feel a shiver down your spine, warmth in your chest, or an unexplained sense of comfort when thinking about them. Some believe that when someone deeply connected to you is thinking about you, your body responds in subtle ways. While science may not fully explain these sensations, those who have experienced them often describe them as unmistakable and deeply personal. Beyond physical and emotional signals, another sign of a heartfelt connection is the way small coincidences seem to align. Perhaps you randomly hear a song that reminds you of them, and later that day they send you a message. Maybe you were about to reach out, and before you could, they contacted you first. These moments of synchronicity are gentle reminders of the invisible thread that connects you. They indicate that, in ways beyond our understanding, your thoughts, emotions, and even actions are in harmony. There is also something deeply comforting about knowing that someone remembers the little things about you. When a person is truly connected to you, they hold on to details that others might forget. They recall stories you shared, preferences you mentioned in passing, and even unspoken emotions you once expressed. This shows not only that they care, but that their heart is truly invested in you. They listen not just with their ears, but with their soul, and that kind of understanding is rare and precious. A heartfelt connection is not forced, nor is it one-sided. It flows naturally, without pressure or expectation. Even when there is silence, there is a sense of understanding. Even when life takes you in different directions, the connection remains intact. Recognizing these subtle signs allows us to appreciate the depth of such relationships, reminding us that true connections are not always about words, but about the energy and presence we share with others. When someone feels connected to you from the heart, it is not just an abstract idea or a fleeting sentiment. It has a profound impact on your emotions, thoughts, and overall well-being. This kind of connection brings comfort, reassurance, and a deep sense of belonging that goes beyond everyday interactions. It creates an unspoken bond where you feel understood, valued, and emotionally secure, even without constant communication. These connections shape the way we experience relationships, often influencing how we navigate love, friendship, and even personal growth. One of the most powerful effects of such a connection is the emotional comfort it provides. When you share a deep bond with someone, their presence, whether physical or emotional, brings a sense of peace. Just knowing they are there, even if they are not always around, makes challenges feel less daunting. You don't have to explain yourself constantly, nor do you need to seek validation because they already understand you at a level that words cannot fully express. This kind of emotional security allows people to be themselves without fear of judgment, creating a space where vulnerability is not a weakness, but a source of strength. Beyond emotional comfort, heartfelt connections also bring a sense of synchronicity into life. It's the feeling of being in tune with someone in ways that defy logic. You might find yourself thinking about them, only to receive a message from them moments later. You might feel the need to reach out, just to learn that they were going through something and needed to hear from you. These small but meaningful coincidences are a testament to how deeply connected two people can be. While some may dismiss them as chance, those who experience them frequently understand that they are signs of something greater, a reflection of how emotions and thoughts can travel beyond spoken words. Another significant impact of a heartfelt connection is the strength it provides during difficult times. When life becomes overwhelming, knowing that someone truly understands and supports you can make all the difference. It is not about offering solutions or fixing problems, but simply about being there in a way that makes the weight of challenges easier to bear. A single reassuring message, a shared silence, or even an unspoken understanding can be enough to bring peace in moments of distress. Such connections remind us that we are not alone, that even in our struggles there is someone who genuinely cares. Feeling connected to someone from the heart also changes the way we communicate. It creates an unspoken language where emotions are understood without lengthy explanations. There are moments when a simple glance, a pause in conversation, or a change in tone is enough for the other person to know exactly what you're feeling. This level of understanding makes interactions more meaningful, as conversations are not just about words but about the emotions and energy behind them. It is why some people say that with the right person, even silence feels comfortable. It's because the connection speaks louder than words ever could. Such bonds also have the power to influence our emotional growth. Being deeply connected to someone encourages self-awareness, as their presence often acts as a mirror, reflecting our strengths, vulnerabilities, and emotions in ways we may not always notice on our own. They help us recognize things about ourselves that we might overlook, offering perspectives that push us to grow emotionally and mentally. Through this kind of connection, we learn to navigate our feelings better, understanding not only how we relate to them, but also how they impact us on a deeper level. Perhaps one of the most beautiful aspects of a heartfelt connection is its ability to withstand time and distance. Unlike temporary relationships that fade with circumstances, these bonds remain intact, no matter how much time passes or how far apart people may be. Even after long periods without communication, when you reconnect, it feels as though no time has passed. The emotions, the understanding, and the depth of the connection remain unchanged. This is because true connections are not based on constant interaction but on the genuine emotions and energy shared between two people. These connections remind us of the power of human relationships, not just in the way they make us feel, but in the way they shape our lives. They teach us that true bonds are not about proximity or frequency of conversation, but about the depth of understanding and the comfort of knowing that someone, somewhere holds a place for us in their heart. When someone feels connected to you from the heart, it is a bond that should not be taken for granted. Such connections are rare and precious, and while they may form naturally, they still require care and attention to grow. The beauty of a heartfelt connection lies in its depth, but like any meaningful relationship, it flourishes when nurtured. Understanding how to strengthen this bond can make it even more profound, ensuring that it remains a source of comfort, trust, and emotional support over time. One of the most important ways to nurture such a connection is through presence, not just physical presence, but emotional presence. When you truly listen to someone, when you make an effort to understand their emotions beyond their words, you create a space where they feel safe and valued. It is not always about offering advice or solutions. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give is simply being there, showing that you care in ways that go beyond words. People who share a deep connection often do not need grand gestures. They appreciate the quiet moments, the meaningful silences, and the feeling of being understood without explanation. Expressing gratitude is another powerful way to strengthen a heartfelt bond. When you acknowledge the impact someone has on your life, it reinforces the connection you share. A simple "I appreciate you" or "I'm grateful to have you in my life" can mean more than an elaborate speech. It is easy to assume that people already know how much they mean to us, but expressing it openly deepens the bond. Gratitude does not always have to be spoken. It can be shown through actions, by remembering the little things, by being there in times of need, or by simply making an effort to stay connected. Communication is essential, but in a truly deep connection, it is not about frequency, it is about sincerity. There are people we talk to every day, yet the connection feels shallow, while others may be distant for months. But when we reconnect, it feels as if no time has passed. What makes the difference is the authenticity of the relationship. Heartfelt connections thrive on honesty and openness, where both individuals feel safe sharing their true thoughts and emotions without fear of judgment. Even when there are disagreements, these bonds remain strong because they are built on mutual understanding and respect. Another way to nurture such a connection is by being attuned to the other person's needs. Everyone expresses emotions differently. Some people need words of affirmation, while others feel most loved through small acts of kindness. Learning how someone feels valued and making an effort to meet them where they are strengthens the connection. It is not about changing who you are, but about recognizing how different expressions of care deepen emotional bonds. When you pay attention to what brings someone comfort and happiness, it shows that you truly see them, not just as a presence in your life, but as someone whose emotions and well-being matter to you. Distance and time apart are inevitable in life, but a deep connection transcends them. Even when physical separation occurs, making an effort to maintain the bond is what keeps it strong. A simple message, an unexpected call, or a thoughtful reminder that you are thinking of them can make all the difference. These small gestures reinforce that the connection is still alive, that despite the distance, the emotions remain the same. True connections do not fade with time, they only strengthen when nurtured with care and consistency. Empathy plays a crucial role in keeping a heartfelt bond alive. When you understand what someone is going through, when you acknowledge their emotions instead of dismissing them, it strengthens the trust between you. Sometimes all someone needs is to feel that their emotions are valid, that they are not alone in their struggles or joys. When two people share a deep connection, their ability to feel each other's happiness and pain is heightened. And this empathy becomes the foundation of a lasting relationship. In the end, the most beautiful connections are the ones that remain strong despite life's ups and downs. They are not dependent on constant interaction, nor do they demand effort that feels forced. Instead, they grow through small moments of understanding, through silent support, and through the quiet reassurance that no matter where life takes you, the bond remains. Nurturing such a connection does not mean making grand efforts, it simply means cherishing it, respecting it, and ensuring that the emotions behind it never go unrecognized.